Right now, you may live on top of an old landfill in Austin and not even know it.
Hundreds of closed landfills or dumps sit underneath homes or apartments in Central Texas. They leak dangerous methane gas, which can pose serious risks to your health. KITV's Cassie Gallo shows us what you need to know and how to protect your family and your home.
A good chunk of landfills are in residential areas like this one here near Research Boulevard. But here's the thing. The state only labels closed landfills if absolutely certain one is there. Close enough doesn't count here. There are hundreds out there filled with trash or possibly toxic chemicals, and you could be sleeping right above one. Your home is your treasure. Meredith and Cooper just had no idea. Their home, by busy South Congress, sits on top of someone else's trash.
I had no idea, but it also made sense because the house is constantly shifting.
These cracks could be a sign. Their beautiful neighborhood sits smack dab over a closed landfill.
Our back bedroom, sort of like that part of the house is just sort of like slowly falling into the hillside.
It wasn't until we showed up.
Floors are all uneven.
With a map.
It's this whole hill, probably.
That they found out.
Yeah, it's fairly shocking. I'm glad you did. It was really informative.
Several other people around town told us they had no clue.
No. Did not know.
Hundreds of old landfills are right under their feet.
A lot of these landfills form kind of a ring around what was the old central Austin, and now the city has grown up over the top of those.
Environmental Director Chuck Lesniak says this poses serious risk to your home and health. Here's why. Landfills leak methane gas you can't see or smell, but it can explode, catch fire, or even suffocate you.
It's entirely possible that you could asphyxiate if you're exposed to a high enough percentage of methane gas.
Closed landfills can also contaminate water, which Austin leaders know all too well. They spent millions of your dollars resealing the landfill next to this creek in South Austin.
Can come out of the landfill and seep into area creeks, into the groundwater nearby, where it could affect people's drinking water.
And that's not all.
If they do go forward, you can have a lot of problems with the building settling.
These life-threatening scenarios have played out before in Austin. In the 90s, dangerous levels of methane seeped inside apartments at the complex formerly called Waters Bend. It forced 1,000 people out on the street.
We clearly had methane.
Lesniak worked the case and says these gas buildups can be catastrophic.
It can create an explosion inside the building. It's very rare, but it does happen, and it's a real hazard.
And it's a constant concern. Old dumps generate gases for decades.
Over time, even those small quantities can build up and inside a building.
That's why these pipes vent the gas out from the ground. What happened here changed state law. Depending on the landfill status, apartments must notify tenants and install methane gas detectors in first-floor units. The law also states homeowners and developers must warn buyers. Lots of landfills are actually discovered during construction.
There's no governmental agency that's responsible that's been mandated to go out and monitor these landfills.
So, 20 years ago, the state started making maps. Problem is, they're vague.
It was word of mouth. Oh yeah, Bob operated that landfill, had that landfill over there, and it was in his field over in the back corner. And well, we don't know where that back corner, where that field was today.
Guessing games make it hard to know boundaries or what's buried in them. For those living on top, it's scary.
The city should probably put some more time and energy and money into making sure that it's safe for everybody.
To check if your home sits on a landfill, here's what you can do. The state lists landfills by counties. Austin also has their own list. You can see it goes on and on. When you click on one, a map pulls up. You can see the dot and the buffer that goes around it where the landfill might extend. If your house sits within this and you're concerned, call the city to get the specifics about the landfill. After that, you can always hire someone to come out and check the soil. We'll have the maps and city number under the big blue eye on KITV.com.